Hello to our Scarlet's Way. How are you both today?
Oh, going
Thanks,
well. How
thanks.
you going?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much for chatting to you both today. So, can you tell me, how did Scarlet's Way get its name?
Shane and I started getting really obsessed with a TV show called Nashville. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's just about songwriters and the whole city of Nashville, just what goes on there. And so we got obsessed with the music from it, and that actually made us want to start writing music. And the one of the characters on the show is called Scarlet, and she's Australian as well. And I loved her, so that's where we got that first name. And then we just needed a name to go after that, so that's not as exciting.
No, Scarlet's Way just seemed to roll off the tongue, basically.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about your debut EP called Open Road?
Yeah, so that was 2016, late 2016, early 2017. We're big fans of so many different styles of music and genres of music. That first EP was very much a melting pot of a lot of different ideas. And if you hear it back, there's everything from country rock, which is kind of where we end up, but there's also a Van Halen riff style rock thing from the 70s. There's a Latin-y type sounding thing, like a James Bond theme almost. So it's quite a very eclectic EP, and we sort of went from there and ended up honing our style more as we went along.
So, did you record your debut EP in a recording studio?
Yeah, we have we're lucky enough to have a studio at home, and we've got everything mic'd up and set up there, and we basically can go down there as for as long as we want, and work on things and get the results that we want. So nearly every song that Scarlet's Way has released has been recorded there, except for one, which was done on tour. But
Sometimes it's a little bit, it's great, but sometimes it's a curse because you record something, then you go, all right, we'll just, sleep on it, and you'll come back the next day and go, oh, that could be better. And then you just might never release it.
yeah, procrastination is a curse.
Yeah.
And I guess it's cheaper to record it from your home studio than going elsewhere into a normal studio.
That's it. Yeah, true. And like I said, and as many swings as you want.
So, can you tell me more about your debut single called Move Your Body?
So Move Your Body, we were in Nashville for a couple of times. And we're in and out of honky tonks, and we just love the vibe of it. We loved people watching. So we wrote that about the Nashville honky tonks, and
Yeah, it's like a hypothetical story, but like you could just imagine it happening. So we wanted to make it seem like a sort of honky tonk kind of sound, and that's what we went with.
So, describe all the hype for UK listeners about Nashville.
It's an amazing place as a creative to see a city that kind of gears itself completely around music. It's pretty amazing coming from even Australia, where you can earn a living as a musician here, but still, when you tell people it's what you do, they look at you strangely because it's not exactly a chosen career path. So to have a city like Nashville where the bike racks are made to look like guitar music stands and stuff like that, it's a cool place to go and hang out, and you're inspired to write and play while you're there. So it's a good place to visit.
So, you did release a couple of live singles. So, can you tell me more about Tell Me It's Over?
so Tell Me It's Over. We released that during lockdown. So we were doing the music video for that actually in our shed. So we cleared it all out. We put black flooring and everything all over the walls so we could film it and make it look like it was an abyss. So that was a bit of fun. But yeah, Tell Me It's Over. We actually recorded over in Sydney.
That was the one song that was recorded on tour.
Yeah, at Love Hurts. So yeah, it was just really about being in a well, not even a relationship, a situationship where you're not sure what's going on and you just wish they would tell you it's over and put you out of your misery. So it's a happy song.
So, it must have been quite hard during COVID times being a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, that's what Ride On's about, actually. That I think that will probably go down as my favorite song that we've written, and it goes a long way back for me. I grew up in a small town in the southwest of Western Australia, which is a coal mining town, and to have a job meant going and joining the mines or the power station. And so when we're in career ed class and I was asked what I wanted to do to be, as a living, I said being a musician. And the whole class and the teacher thought that was hilarious. But so fast forward years later, and I have been doing it my whole life. And then the pandemic hit, and it felt like that all over again, where people were like, "Well, just go get a real job," And it wasn't so much just income that was impacted; it was the fact that everything that you stood for and enjoyed and loved was taken away from you, and you felt like you didn't belong in society anymore. So when we wrote Right On, it was very much a point to show how many creative industries there are out there, and how many people actually rely on them without realizing.
Now, can you tell me more about a single that is called Doing It for Love?
Oh yeah, so Doing It for Love. Actually, yes, that's like kind of a honky tonk vibe as well. We did a music video for that one, and if you go on our YouTube, you can see Shane falling off a bucking bull in about 3 seconds. You just could not stay on it.
In fairness, no one really did that well except the bass player. He sort of won the day. He managed to stay on for the longest.
He did it in roller skates as well, so not bad.
But Doing It for Love's a little bit of a nod to the industry. There are people out there that promise you the world and deliver not that, and the whole time asking for money and stuff along the way. So artists can get led down the garden path to a certain extent. So this is about one of those interactions, and that's what the lyric's about.
So, where did you get your inspiration from?
Oh, like we said before, we love a melting pot of music, so much different stuff. So I grew up on musical theatre and Van Halen and Bonnie Raitt, Janis Joplin. So I guess it just all amalgamated together.
Yeah, the influence is one thing, but the inspirations are another thing. To find inspiration to write can be tough, especially if you're touring and playing all the time. We gig quite a lot, so we sort of have to distance ourselves and separate ourselves from that and try and create. And I think we're a decent team because Katie wants to hear music first, and I want to see lyrics first. So it's amazing we get anything done. But the heaps of times I'm sitting here playing guitar just for the fun of it, and Katie will walk past and sort of record me on a phone and come back and go, "That idea, what was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was just something I was messing around with." And she's like, "Well, I've written these lyrics," and they kind of go with it. And so that's a good way to get a song rolling along. So I think we sort of inspire each other a little bit in that way.
If I didn't record that little riff, then it just would have been something that went into the air.
It's always good to have a phone so you can get down your ideas on, so you don't forget them next time.
Exactly. Yeah, get them down quick.
So, can you tell me more about a single that is called Tied Up?
That was one of those. I got a pedal steel, which I don't play. And I was teaching myself to play pedal steel. And I learnt this fell across this cool cascading lick. And then it sort of swelled up to the 4 chord, and I was practicing it, and Katie's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, it just sounds really good on a pedal steel." And so she's like, "Oh, it sounds like a good idea for a song." So she took it and wrote the lyrics around that idea, which then moved across to the acoustic guitar. So that's what the acoustic guitar is playing in the track.
Actually, I wrote the verse to Shane's Tied Up. His lick, and I dreamt the chorus.
Really?
One of my friends in my dream was singing the chorus, and I woke up and I sung it into my phone and then went back to sleep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then it all just kind of
learned something today.
Melded.
You're doing something every day. So, can you remember more about your latest single called On the Pedal?
On the Pedal, we wrote, actually coming back from a tour over east. So we got in our car, packed up, and drove across the Nullarbor, which, how long was that?
And this is the thing, I don't know if your listeners will realise how wide Australia is, but from where we are on the West Coast, to drive across to the East Coast is a solid 4 days of driving. And I'm talking like 12-hour days of just driving non-stop. So on the way home, we had plenty of time after going on tour for 3 months to be able to listen back through our phone to a heap of old demos that we had. And that's where On the Pedal was on there from 2018. I think we had a chorus idea or a riff, and we finished it on that drive back across.
Yeah, as well as our pretty much almost all of the new EP we did on that drive back. So it was productive.
Yeah.
So can you tell me more about your latest single called In Another World?
Yeah, so that's one that we also did, which was also just a little snippet from 2018-ish. I think it was just a verse idea. But yeah, it ended up, we've recorded it now and it's coming out, and it's just about being in a relationship where you don't really know yourself enough yet to be in it. So it's not good for you, it's not good for the person you're in it with. So it's just kind of about in another world or in another time maybe it would have worked out, but not this time.
So can you tell me more about your EP that's coming out on the 17th of January called Scarlet's Way 3?
Yeah.
So yeah, the three comes from the fact that it's the third physical release that we did. So we did
We're so creative with the naming of the
I kind of like it, but Open Road was the first one which we named, and then Scarlet's Way, the self-titled album, which was 2021, I think we released that. And then the new EP, which is Scarlet's Way 3. So it's got 4 new songs on it that we've worked on and recorded, and one that we recorded in our live sessions, which is a YouTube series we did where we got the band into a room and we hit record on the thing. We played a song, we played it 3 times, and we listened back, and whichever one was the best one, that's what got put up online. There was no editing or anything involved. It was just a mix and put it up there. So it was meant to be more of a this is what our band does if you want to see us, but they really turned out cool. So on the album, me and Bobby McGee, we put as the last track, and on this EP we've put I Can't Make You Love Me, which is a Bonnie Raitt piano ballad. So that's the 5th track.
Yeah, it's coming out on January 17th, which has come up really quickly.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
It won't take that long to come around. So are you working on any new music? I know you're going to listen to your new EP on 7th of January, but is there any new music in the near future?
We've definitely got a lot of ideas, and we're constantly, writing things down. But we'll get back into writing again after this one's come out, and we're back from playing Tamworth, and we'll focus some more time on it. But yeah,
it's amazing. Songs can come really quick, or they can take months and months. We actually did work on a track that our bass player wrote just the other day, and we finished recording it and stuff. And I don't know about commercial release for it. It was more written as a thank you gift for a friend of ours. But that song came together in one night, and it turned out great. Yet there are songs that we work on that we take months to refine. And I think that's the procrastination thing, and the fact that we can that makes us do it. But I like hearing the songs come together in the end. So we should probably get some more ideas out of that phone and start recording again.
So can you tell me the other members of Scarlet Way?
Yeah, so we've got we're a 5-piece band, and sometimes when we're lucky enough to get him on board, we have a 6th member. So we have our drummer, Mike Haggerty Jr. We have our keyboard player, Kim Siragusa. Pat Sabine is our bass player. And then sometimes we have Daniel Dryberg on fiddle. Just blanked on his last name.
So can you tell me about your EP launch at the Bayview Hotel on the 17th of January?
Yeah, so we played there last year as a trio. So Kim, our keyboard player, came over with us. We played a show there. And now we're taking our whole band over to the East Coast and, playing the EP launch on the 17th.
It backs onto Tamworth Country Music Festival. So the whole band are coming over for a lot of dates there. And so we're in Sydney for a couple of days and managed to have a hook up on this gig. So we're really looking forward to rolling out the new EP and playing for a bunch of people over in Sydney.
So can you tell me more about, and the listeners, about the Tamworth Country Music Festival that's happened between the 19th of January to the 26th of January?
Cool. That's a great one. Me and Katie have been going over to that festival every year since 2017. Even during the COVID affected years, they moved it to a different month and we still went over. So it's been cool. We've done a heap of different things over there. And the last couple of times, last year and this year, we've been lucky enough to be able to take our whole band over. So I think we've got 11 shows in 10 days, which is a busy schedule. But it's such a big festival and people are running everywhere that you want to give people a few chances to see you. So we thought we'd put on a show pretty much every day. And yeah,
It's great. Like the whole town just kind of turns into this music city. It's just,
I'm told it's the biggest festival in the Southern Hemisphere as far as like what it does. It's weird. I know, festivals like Glastonbury and things like that are like behind gates and there's a big stage. Tamworth, the whole town sort of just becomes like a playground, and there's every venue has music in it, including the burger shop, So you can see live music everywhere, which is a nice thing.
yeah, you can really hear it in the air.
So, are there any future plans to travel, going to other gigs around the world? Maybe UK, maybe? There's a bit of a the just get all sorted out. But any future plans in the horizon?
We would love to. We just love nothing more than traveling and playing. So
yeah, I'd be very keen to get over there and do some stuff. So
yeah,
it's just, again, the whole Western Australia thing. It's such a long way away and so expensive, and flights to get out. So if there's a way that we could tee it up and do some traveling, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Maybe team up with another group or solo artist.
Yeah, I think that would help.
Be a
Cut
lot
down
of
the
fun
costs. Cut down the costs. Because there's some great independent venues around the UK, especially in Birmingham where I live. So I forget to know about them.
Yeah, we'll pick your brain about it for sure.
So, can you say, was it like being an independent artist?
So, I mean, it's really a rewarding, it's a lot of hard work. So, sometimes you feel like it's, you're on your own a bit. But when you get to certain things, you're on a festival stage or you're releasing an album, it's you just kind of sit back and you go, man, like we achieved this. This is pretty damn cool. So, when you get to a point where you can really appreciate the small things or appreciate things that you get along the way, like I don't know, sometimes I sit back and go, man, this did a good job. This is pretty cool. Come a long way.
Lounge room.
Yeah.
So, finally, can you tell me, listeners, where can they find Scarlet's Way on your socials?
So our website is scarletswaymusic.com. We're on Facebook as Scarlet's Way, Instagram, TikTok, but it's Scarlet's Way with 1 T, and that was a marketing fail.
Yeah, everyone spells the name with 2 T's. So if you're looking for it, it's Scarlet's with 1 T.
Thank you for letting me chat to you both today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers.
And hopefully we'll see you over there soon.
Okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.